let's see, 2016, my dad died. And I was bad at that point. And I just gave up. You know, I was drinking pretty much all day at that point. And I just lost it. I just didn't care anymore.
How did his death impact you?
I spent a lot of time with him and his my stepmother in Savannah, Georgia. How did it impact me? It was like he was my hero. You know, I mean, I can go through the I talked about recovering. You'd lose your spiritual. I mean, I had a lot of moral decay through all of this. I haven't gone into it, but I did a lot of things that my dad would not have been proud of, not the things he taught me to do. And I just kind of gave up. But it was the alcohol. He lived a good life. He lived the life he wanted. He was 87.
Were you in touch with him all the time?
I saw him. I saw him every 2 months. I would go there. They'd come up here. My stepmother. I was very close. Stayed very close with her till she died.
So in 2016, his death left a real vacancy.
I just gave up. It's like I didn't know. I didn't have anything. I just didn't care. I didn't want to die. I didn't want to live. And I just started drinking. So I just drank, passed out. You know, it was. My kids were. Patrick had lived with me for a while. He had moved in with his girlfriend. My kids were giving me a hard time. It's funny because I had a spouse who was an alcoholic. I had been lied to a lot, and so I decided that as an alcoholic, which I knew I was not going to lie. I was going to be the honest alcoholic. This is how crazy the thinking gets. And so I never hid it from my kids. And they were just fed up with me. And it all went on for 13 months. I just sat in the house and drank. I would go to an Irish pub at 11:30, have cocktails, but I always left at 2:30 so I could get home before school let out. And then I just stayed at home and drank. I never went out. And that went on for 13 months. And
kids were still in high school?
No, Patrick's out of college. Chris is at this point, Chris had just gone to college.
So what does school at 2:30 have to do with it? It was just...
That's so I didn't run over kids coming out of the local schools as I'm driving home from the bar.
I'm glad.
Sorry, I should have clarified that. That was my idea of being a responsible citizen.
Interesting.
Crazy, huh?
See, I thought they were left back year after year after year because the kids were coming home from school.
I kind of got sidetracked. No, that was my thinking.
Interesting. So that was a safety measure for the children of the
children of Darien, Connecticut, yeah. And the moms.
Boy, that actually makes some sense. In all this craziness, it makes some sense.
Yeah. Crazy, but crazy. So anyway, it got to the point that I was physically addicted. I mean, I couldn't get out of bed without drinking. I couldn't, wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, throw up, yellow bile, sweat, shake. I didn't eat. I mean, when I probably weighed 145 pounds at that point. I was living on protein shakes that are, just if I could choke it down. I would actually go to a Doc in the Box and get some pills so I could detox myself for a couple of days so I could get a meal in me.
Wow.
I was always thinking.
I never heard this before.
Yeah. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. I had 3 one-car accidents in my last 6 months of drinking within 150 feet of my house. Hit a snowbank and 2 curbs.
Well, that could happen to anybody.
It never happened to me before.
So 1-car accidents just for everybody that...
Just so my neighbors could see me drive up my steeply pitched driveway on a rim because I hit the curb on the, around the corner. Oh, yeah.
You had a good relationship with the body shop.
Yes, because you don't have insurance if you report that. I was paying for it out of my pocket. Grant's Auto Body in Darien, I can give it a really high reckoning. I know Mr. Grant very well. And then at the end, you know, I had my last night of drinking. I did my normal routine, went to the Irish pub, came home, drank, passed out, and I know I went upstairs with a cocktail to go to bed. I know I took an Ambien. I probably took a couple of hits on a one-hitter.
2017.
This is 2017. This is September the 4th. And I woke up the next morning and I was in bed. It looked like a MASH unit in Korean War. It was just covered with blood. I didn't have my glasses, so I get up and I get my spare glasses out and I look, and the fireplace, there's a fireplace in my bedroom. The tools are on the floor. There's blood everywhere. I go look in the mirror and my chin is cut open all the way down to the bone.